Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. You'll be notified of the latest videos. I'm Sage for kalkinemedia, and thanks for joining us yet again on our trending news topic. Today we're covering what is the Evergrande crisis all about. So, what is it all about? China Evergrande Group, one of the largest retail developers in China, had an outstanding debt of Chinese yuan 2 trillion, or in US terms, $310 billion, as of June 30th. And this huge pile of debt made it the most leveraged publicly traded real estate management or development company in the world. Of this total outstanding debt of 240 billion Chinese yuan, or $37.3 billion US dollars, was due in the next 1 year, and almost 10% of the company's total borrowings. This debt amount was nearly 3 times Evergrande's cash holdings, worth 86.8 billion Chinese yuan, or $13.5 billion US. Evergrande is one of China's largest realtors, and the company claims to own over 1,300 projects in more than 280 cities in China, and is a forerunner in delivering to all houses with fine decoration. But why are we counting numbers? Let me explain some basic facts here. Till the beginning of 2021, China's vast property market was seeing its go-go years, and despite the world seeing its worst recession in 100 years. Demand for real estate, both commercial and residential, in the metro cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen and Guangzhou were leading to skyrocketing prices, and one of the highest in the world. In a bid to cope up with the surging demand, Evergrande took a spree of loans in a bid to keep the growth engine revving. But then came what many had feared in the market. An impending fall in property prices hit smaller cities at the beginning of 2021. And this was coupled with a series of measures by the government, which has been overzealous with corporate crackdowns aimed at excessive borrowing in the real estate sector. Further to that, the cookie started to crumble. But how had the cookie started to really crumble? Remember, we had talked about the heavy debt and low cash flow that the company was witnessing? Of that amount, the company is slated to repay $83.5 million US dollars in interest relating to its March 2022 bond by tomorrow, 23rd September. And yet another tranche of repayment is coming up next week. When will it have to repay $47.5 million US dollars on September 29th for its March 2024 notes? Now, most likely the company will default on these repayments due to a severe liquidity crunch it is finding. Will it impact other sectors? Yes, of course. Many peg it as China's Lehman Brothers moment. However, China being a centrally planned economy, this seems far-fetched, and there are also concerns about Huarong, a Chinese state-owned financial conglomerate that has liabilities of nearly 240 billion US dollars. And Huarong is reported to be in trouble as well, escalating the perception of a wider systemic crisis in China. But then the Chinese banks that have lent to Evergrande would surely be hit. Now, the bottom line, Evergrande is in a mess, and China has over-leveraged itself. It is also widely known that the property boom in China has overlasted. But we also know that Evergrande is set to default, and that it has not defaulted yet. And as they say, it doesn't happen till it happens. So let's watch out for what transpires there. And thanks for joining us on the report. If you do like the information, please like, share, comment on the video below, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, you'll be notified of the latest videos. But for more information and regular updates, head to the website kalkinemedia.com. Sage here for kalkinemedia.